During my senior year in high school, some visitors to my school gave me an alternative option for my career after graduation. Recruiting officers from the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Marines were stationed near the entry of our school cafeteria. Being that the Marine Corps interested me the most, I began working with Staff Sergeant Starr to sort through my options. During this process, I inquired about being in combat, and he advised that if I felt very strongly about it, then it may be an option. He also expressed that it was not the norm for women to be a part of the front line, and even gave the impression that it was frowned upon. There are many different viewpoints regarding women being involved in combat. The Joint Chief of Staff made a united and solid decision to integrate women into combat units, which was announced by the Defense Secretary in January of 2013. People argue that women are not as strong as men. They interfere with the bond and sense of diversity. They interfere with the bond and sense of pride between male soldiers, and that the diversity they bring has a negative impact. I'll provide some reasoning of how this is inaccurate and give examples of individuals who have actually proven this theory to be wrong. Those women who served in the United States Armed Forces have proven themselves to be very strong and intelligent. Unfortunately, they are still viewed by many as not being strong, skilled, or good enough to serve alongside men in the infantry. Female soldiers have shown that they are able to pass the physical fitness test at levels meeting the eligibility requirements for combat jobs. Though it is a small percentage, these numbers continue to increase over the years. Almost 1/3 of women who graduated in the 1986 West Point Army class were given assignments in combat. There was a total of 8 women given jobs in air defense artillery, 11 to aviation, 6 to combat engineer, and 7 to field artillery. In spite of the ban on women serving in the infantry at that time, these assignments were distributed to 32 of the 97 women in the graduating class. Proving ability and eligibility through the physical testing is only the beginning. Once female soldiers have combat-related assignments, they have continued to prove their strength and capability in the midst of battle. Julia Bringlow, for instance, was awarded for recovering 11 wounded or killed soldiers in Afghanistan. Engineer Platoon Leader Kelly McCoy ran through fire twice in Iraq, saving wounded soldiers. Also in the 2009 Firefighter Combat Challenge, the Air Force's own Jessica Packard completed the challenge, having the fastest time among men and women. This was a course where the participants were required to carry a 175-pound person, all while dressed in complete bunker gear. These are only a few examples of the hard work and dedication of the female military personnel. Women's successful efforts, along with their over 1,800 awarded action badges, should be more than enough proof that women are attributes to combat. Yet critics still claim that they interfere with the bond and sense of pride among soldiers. Many individuals still see women as being too weak due to their femininity. Some even go as far as stating that it is embarrassing for men to serve alongside women in combat. Van Prevost stated, for them, men to undergo military training and serve alongside women represents humiliation. This statement and feeling is more of an identity issue within men, and them feeling threatened and insecure by a woman being as capable as them. Using the many women who have saved their male counterparts in the heat of battle as proof, this is a clear indication that having women in combat does not mock or disgrace the intelligence or strength of the infantry. According to the Crucible Lieutenant General Van Riper, the key to building effective, cohesive, gender-integrated operational units is a training environment that builds progressively to that end. In the end, both genders develop a mutual respect for one another after enduring the same hardships over their course of development as professionals. Even if soldiers don't particularly care for one another, they still work together to do what's necessary to protect each other. This bond has been confirmed by female soldiers serving on the front line in Afghanistan, who reported that the women were more so treated and viewed as sisters. This goes to show that the brotherly bond has not been weakened, rather it has been strengthened by the addition of a more diverse brother and sister bond. The diversity that women bring to the units is a necessary contribution. Research has shown women to have a significant impact on the intelligence of a group. One study conducted by Carnegie Mellon and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology has provided evidence that the collective intelligence of a group increases as the percentage of women grows. According to Mellon, women score higher than men in the ability to detect and to comprehend changes in emotion. While on house clearing missions in other countries, female soldiers had the ability to communicate and gain the cooperation of female civilians without always having to use forced entry. Women are more than capable in terms of physical ability, competency, proficiency to serve in the infantry with male soldiers. This has been proven through the numerous honorable awards and recognition received. The Marine Corps' recruiting officer that I was working with attempted to sway my interest away from the combat lines. If any female soldier meets the requirements, their decision to pursue one of the combat positions should be respected and honored.